what? Okay, so anyone watching this right now, if you haven't left your house because you're working from home or your office, please, for the love of God, go outside. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jennifer. I am literally on a roll with making these videos right now, so I'm just cranking them out as I take my evening stroll. I'm gonna do this every fucking day. Every day. Take an hour and a half to walk outside in the sun. What a fucking concept, right? Like, we feel better when we go outside, get some sun on your skin because it feels so good. And sorry for people who live in the snow, put on a snow jacket. I live in San Diego, that's why I'm literally in a sports bra. The topic of this video is going to be, oh my god, I had it in my head, hold on. Oh, I got it. The topic of this video is best tips for behavior change. If you're looking to make any sort of behavior change to move forward toward a desired life, desired result, desired goal, if it requires you to take an action, then this video is for you. It could be for work, it could be for in love, it could be in business, your health. All right, first step is to create like positive associations towards the behavior. All right, and when I say positive associations, how many things can you link to this action that will help you feel good and also think positively, feel positively? I'll give you an example. So I wanted to get into running, right? I used to hate running, and it's been a bit of a journey for me. So like back in, I think 2018, I was dating a guy who loves running, you know, that was his thing, is his thing, one of his things. And running became a positive, like I positively associated running to spending time with him, right? And I positively associated like on weekend mornings where we would run and then stop at a cafe to get like, you know, a coffee and a croissant. So I started to associate running in this positive way, right? But of course, when we broke up, I no longer ran, right? Like at least for a while, because the positive association or the external things I've connected to the act of running, the positive associations were with the breakup, it became sort of this like meh, sad thing, you know, and there was no longer these positive associations to keep motivating me to run, you know. So I stopped running for like years, and then about like a year and a half ago, I moved to San Diego, and it's super sunny here, and it's, you know, I live right by the beach. So one of the ways that I wanted to, you know, get more exercise in was to take on running again. So I started to like just go running like right outside my house, like not by the beach, not by, you know, the boardwalk, but then I found a place, the Mission Bay Boardwalk and like the PV Boardwalk in San Diego. I started running there like 4 times a night. Well, it didn't start off at 4 times a night. It started off just that one day, right? That one day I went and I did my run, and I started to positively associate these different things because I noticed after my run, like, ooh, I'm feeling really good, really, really good. So I was looking for the things that created that feel-good energy, right? It was definitely the run itself, but it was also the sunset that I saw that was beautiful. It was the hundreds and hundreds of people that I would run past, and I remember someone high-fived me, right? So that made me feel real good. And it was like stacking these little things, and I created a positive association to the act of running, which allowed me to feel excited and look forward to running again. So I went back out there the next day, and that's one of my favorite tips. It's to, whatever you're trying to do, whatever new behavior that you're trying to form a habit around, you know, because a habit is basically repeated action, right? It's a repeated behavior that you take over and over again, and then it becomes a habit, right? So how can you start to create a high likelihood of you repeating that behavior again? What can help, right? So for me to like keep running, like having such a good experience that first day was a major win. First of all, major win, and that increased the likelihood of me taking that action again. And then the sunset was also another win. It was another thing to help me like increase the likelihood of me running again. And that high five, you know, do you see where I'm going? It's like these little things I've now positively associated with running, and now I'm a runner, you know? So, and that's been like a year now, and I finally found, you know, and instead, the cool thing is too, it's like these little things, like, yeah, they're circumstantial, you know, like what if I move out of San Diego? And I've had this thought before, you know, had this thought when I move, because I am going to be moving soon, and I don't get the beach, I don't get the high fives, I don't get the boardwalk, you know, will I stop running? And the answer is maybe, but I know the process of how to repeat this in a different city, you know, and the process is to create the positive associations with wherever I'm going next, you know. If running is like that important to me, and it's important for me to like upkeep that behavior, then I will find a way, right? So that's what I'm trying to share with y'all. That's the first thing. Positive associations, major game changer in terms of like creating long-lasting behavior change. The second tip is like pretty correlated, I would say. It's to set your external environment up in a way that will increase the likelihood of you like taking action and like, you know, making those behavior changes. I'm gonna give another example. Say you have a goal to meditate 5 times a day, right? 5 times a day you wanna meditate. A way to really help increase the likelihood of you taking that action and behavior is to like create a special environment for that action, right? And make it super intentional and create like, you know, and this is where like mindfully shopping comes in, and I want to talk about mindfully shopping later, but it's mindfully curating your external space, your home space, to drive forward like certain behaviors you want to take so that you can like become the type of person, whoever you know you want to be. To set up your external environment in a very intentional and specific way to help create those positive associations to help you drive your behaviors, right? So it is different from the first tip because it's almost like just actively looking for what's around you as you're taking that action so that you can positively associate it. But with the second tip, it's a little more intentional than that because you're actually creating the environment that will, like you're deliberately creating your environment, you know? Like when I go outside and when I went outside to like go on my run, I didn't like create that environment. It was right there. I just was able to now positively associate, you know, what's already available to me in facilitating that behavior change. But now, what I'm talking about is like actually deliberately creating that environment yourself. So it starts like, it can like start in your home, you know, it really is in your home that you can deliberately create your environment. That's where we have the most control, in my opinion. So whatever behavior change you want to take, whether, let's say it's, you want to drink more water, right? That's a huge thing because when you drink more water, like there's so many different health benefits, right? And how can you intentionally create your space or your external environment to like increase that behavior? So for me, something that really helped was having a special cup like in my house, and I had to get another special cup like for my car, and I have a straw, like a reusable metal straw that I love. It's like the one that's a little curved, and I have like this wide mouth mason jar that like I drink my water out of, and I like the way it feels in my hand. I like the ease of how much water I can drink like very quickly through the straw, and just those two things alone has allowed me to create this daily habit of just drinking more water every morning throughout the day. And so it's like I set up, and it's so simple, right? It was like a very simple thing that I was able to create in my external environment. It was a simple purchase, you know, and I just dedicated that cup as the water drinking cup, and it's setting those like little intentions, right? And then from there, you know, in the beginning, you want to notice you really want to hold on to any good feelings that you get, you know, like you really want to like create those positive associations right away, because it's those positive associations that's going to help continue your journey forward. Yeah, so that was such a long explanation, but yeah, hopefully those 2 tips were helpful in your journey to behavior change. You know, like I want to give more examples of how this has worked in my life, for examples that other people might be able to really attach themselves to. Like I was able to quit smoking this way. Like I was such a big like cigarette smoker, not like this was before the vaping, you know, like I was a smoker forever, and I used these 2 tips to help me stop smoking. Use these tips to cut out caffeine for anyone that might not want to be drinking coffee anymore. And of course, if you want to know more, you know, of the nitty-gritties of each specific scenario I just listed, you know, like if you have a problem with like smoking cigarettes and you want to stop, or vaping, right? I can make a video specifically on that. If you want to drink more water, I can like do a different video for that and give way more tips as to, you know, just to generate more ideas for you as to how to create those positive situations. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video and that you learned something and it was helpful and it can aid you in your journey of mindset shifting and behavior change. All right, see you in the next one. It's getting so cold. I need to find my car.